Hey everyone, it's Bloodlines. In this video, I'll take you behind the scenes on how Into the Diadem was created. This project took me over 5 months to create, hundreds of hours of animating, editing, compositing, and sound design, and it was a massive challenge, but it pushed me further than anything I'd ever done before, and I learned a lot along the way. And it was also just a lot of fun. If you've enjoyed my animations and haven't done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. Anyway, there's a lot to cover in this video, so sit back and enjoy. After finishing Under the Moonlight 2, I realized I needed a lot more practice before I continued that story. Creating the animation was challenging, but I also felt that I didn't have a good foundation as an animator. I sort of just figured it out as I went. I didn't really understand animation's core principles, and I had a lot of room to grow. So I realized I needed to do something else, maybe a few other things so I could get some practice and develop my skills as an animator. Originally, I just wanted to animate the comic that I had made. But as I sat there putting the script together, I started to realize that there was a much bigger story to tell here. A lot of ideas started flooding in on how I could expand the story and how I could make it much bigger, and before I knew it, I was writing a full script. But I didn't want to do just a quick short, something you'd digest in 1 to 2 minutes. I wanted a story, a fully crafted experience with a 3-act structure, stakes, exciting moments, and also just make it hilarious.
Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah!
At its core, Into the Diadem is about a group of players chasing something that doesn't really matter, while also avoiding something that really does. When Newbie arrives, she meets a group of players who have been in the Diadem for a long time, hiding away from the stressors of the outside world.
Why go back? Out there, people expect things from you. Static group, demanding your attendance, free company map runs with, dress codes, so many things to worry about.
On the surface, the story is pretty straightforward. The players are chasing after the rare dinosaur mount you get after spending hundreds of hours grinding for resources.
Brammo's the last one who needs it. Don't bring it up. He's really sensitive about it.
That dinosaur will be mine!
But by the end of it, it becomes clear. They weren't there for the reward. They were there to escape. It's a story about why people play the game in the first place. As Newbie says in the epilogue, don't worry about how others say you should play. Play for yourself. It's easy to get caught up in chasing goals, gear, mounts, progression, but at the end of the day, it's about the journey, the people you meet, and the fun you have along the way. Now, I could go into much bigger detail about the plot beats and what went into crafting the story, but that would make for a much longer video. So for now, I would just say, if you're interested in learning story structure, check out the 3-act structure and also Blake Snyder's beat sheet, as it was what I used to help me organize the story beats and the pacing of the video. So for now, we'll move on to how animation was made. Okay, so I will start. I will be the narration, and I'll also be playing Leia, so enjoy.
None of that here. Here there's only the yield.
So, we will never leave.
And now, neither will you.
Oh, wait, what?
Don't you see? You're one of us now.
One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us!
One of us.
One of us! Oh, we did it? Oh, we gotta be more synced than this next time, guys.
Yeah,
It can get lined. We can literally just do it in separate recordings, and you can line it up with like I don't know, crashing out. Got it.
Like Vera and be like, weekly fashion reports, main scenario roulettes, it never ends. And then I kind of had this idea, this might not exactly be how I animate it, but I had this idea that Brammo's kind of like hugging his knees, rocking back and forth, going, a train of hundreds, moving as one. He's making fun of fates.
Okay.
The skies darken with their wings, the calls of the fate too strong to resist, a never-ending hunger for more.
A train of hundreds, moving as one. The skies darken with their wings, the call of the fate too strong to resist. a never-ending hunger for more.
It's just gonna have like to zoom up on him. His eyes are gonna be shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay, Brammo. You're safe here. You don't have to deal with any of that.
This is okay. A safe place. So I'm still pretty new to animation. Into the Diadem was really my way of pushing myself past where I was currently comfortable at. I didn't really storyboard or plan a lot in advance outside of having a script, but I did have a lot of the scenes playing out in my head. Probably not the best way to do it, but hey, you had to start somewhere, and overall I was pretty happy with how it all turned out. To get started, I began with what's called blocking, posing the characters out and working through the timing until I was happy with how it looked. Once I had all the blocking and a few rough animation poses, I moved into the graph editor to polish. I will say this, before I started, I was terrified of using the graph editor, which is one of the most powerful tools you can use in Blender for polishing animations. Thanks to tutoring from my friend Francine Souther and also a lot of practice, I'm much more comfortable with it now. Animating is tedious and time consuming, but the more comfortable I got at it, the faster I got. Most of what you see in the final animation didn't work the first time, in fact. I'd start it, watch it, tweak it, and then redo it over and over and over again until I finally told myself, all right, good enough, move on. Now, I didn't go into this fully knowing exactly what I was doing, but by the end of it, I felt much more confident. For me, it wasn't about making it perfect. It was about learning and challenging myself along the way. With each scene, I pushed myself harder and started giving myself challenges. Can I animate a flying vehicle? Can I animate Mika jumping onto that car while it's still in mid-flight? Can I have a sweeping camera shot over animated characters while they're moving over a moving platform? With each passing scene, each shot got more and more complex. And at the end of it all, I learned a lot, and I developed a workflow and style that I was comfortable with. I will say one thing, animation can be very humbling. It takes a lot of work, but if you stick to it, it's so rewarding when you have your final product. It was well worth it. Once the animation was finished, it was time to render. Again, this was something I was still new to, and I didn't want to repeat the same frustrations I had with Under the Moonlight. Originally, I was going to make Diadem rendered through Cycles, which uses more photorealistic lighting. This all seems great and all, but there's one issue. And it was really frustrating, so whatever. Also, this kept happening, and I couldn't fix it. I'm sorry. So I switched to Eevee and started rendering. Yay, no more artifacts, and also I was just cruising along at no more than 30 seconds a frame. A lot better. When compositing, I also learned that if I rendered the frames into an open EXR file, I had a lot more control over the image and how it looked, because it collected all that sweet render data that other formats just didn't have. So I took my 32,000 something frame animation and rendered it in open EXR, and well,
as my genius is, it's almost frightening.
So I got a bigger hard drive and called it good. Anyway, so that was solved, and while the animation, as far as how it looked, was great, it needed one more thing. And this time I had help.
Ready for sound effects.
Thanks to Lane's help, we were able to split the project up and attack it from two fronts. While I focused on rendering and compositing, making the animation look good, Lane focused on bringing the animation to life with its sound design, making it sound good. He created dozens of sound effects, leveled the voiceover lines for the actors, and just made the project that much better. For over a month, we worked alongside of each other, making these tweaks and fine-tuning the animation. Needless to say, if it wasn't for Lane, Diadem would not sound as amazing as it does. Thank you again, Lane. I really appreciate it. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes video of how Into the Diadem was brought to life. I had an absolute blast making it, and I want to continue to create projects just like this. If you want to show more support to the channel, check out my Patreon page. If you want to do something that's not a monthly subscription, I also have a Ko-Fi page. Any donations you give me go directly into funding these animations, from purchasing assets to offering better pay for my actors. Thank you again so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more of these kinds of videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Well, that's all for now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.